Alright, take 6. This is literally the 6th time I've tried to make this video. I don't know why everything's interrupting me today, and I can't get the points across like I want to. Mystery Babylon was Jerusalem. It was the temple in Jerusalem, the priests, and it was the 1st century. And Jesus destroyed them with the brightness of his coming and the word of his mouth. When he destroyed the temple, he said, because they wouldn't hear him in the time of their visitation. Alright, I'm quoting from Luke chapter 11, Luke chapter 13, one little spot in Luke chapter 19, and then Revelation 17 and 18. I'm quoting it. I tried to read it. It just doesn't work for me. I have to quote it to do this. And for some reason, it's not flowing like I want it to, and I can't get these points across. In her was found all the blood of all the prophets and of saints that were slain since the beginning, from the foundation of the world. He said that generation, Jesus was journeying to Jerusalem. 3 days' journey to Jerusalem. They said, get thee hence, for Herod will kill thee. And he said, go tell that fox that I do cures today and cast out devils, and tomorrow and cast out devils, and the 3rd day I will be perfected. For it cannot be that a prophet should perish outside of Jerusalem. It can't be that a prophet should perish outside of Jerusalem. Jerusalem has to kill all of the prophets, including Jesus. They had to do it. Jesus said that since they didn't hear him, talking to the Pharisees, they didn't hear him in the time of their visitation, that the time was coming whenever the armies would come and compass them round and dig a trench about them and keep them in on every side and lay them even with the ground, because they would not hear. He said, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee. How often I would have gathered you together like a hen gathers her chicks or whatever, or her brood. He said, but they wouldn't hear. And he said, all the blood of all the prophets would come upon this generation. He said, your fathers killed the prophets and you build their sepulchres. He said, so you are saying that you're okay with their deeds because they killed the prophets and you build their sepulchres. And he said that because of that, all the blood from Abel to the blood of Zacharias, all the blood of all the prophets from the foundation of the world would be required at the hands of that generation. And he said, behold, your house is left unto you desolate. He said, behold, your house is left unto you desolate, for not one stone upon another will stand. He said, that will not be thrown down. Same thing that he said in the Gospels. Now, in Mystery Babylon was found all the blood of all the prophets. All the blood of all the prophets came upon that generation. This also means that the mark of the beast is not for today, or the beast, because the harlot rode on the beast and was destroyed with the vials after the trumpets, after the beast. It was destroyed, the vials, and the smoke of her torment rose up forever and ever. But that's not the part that I wanted to say. You see what I'm talking about? What is wrong with me? Alright, listen, sorry, this has been really frustrating to make this video. So I'm just going to put it out there. I don't care how much I mess up from here on out. And if I have to just keep repeating myself, I'm just going to keep repeating myself. They said back in the day, if you have not seen Herod's temple, you have not seen architecture. Greatest building on earth, is what people said. And they were the hub. They were the center of all trade. People came from all countries to trade. They were right there by Rome. It was the trade route by the sea also. They traded with everybody, and everybody was made rich by their delicacies, their riches, whatever. They traded silk. They were money changers. People would come in as currency. They would trade currency. Very rich, and everybody, the kings of the earth, were made rich by them. Okay? And in 1 hour, it fell and was utterly burned with fire. And that's what happened in 70 AD. It was utterly burned with fire. And he said to those Pharisees, he said, you will not see me again until you say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. In the same passages, as he's journeying to Jerusalem, the 3rd day right before he got to Jerusalem, they said he said that they thought that the kingdom would immediately appear, so he told them a parable. He said, the nobleman he gave them their talents and went into a far country to come back for them after he received a kingdom for himself. Then he would come back and get them. Some of those guys did what they were supposed to do and turned their talents into more talents, and one of them hit it in the ground, and he was a bad servant, and some of them were good servants. And after that, in verse 44, what did he say in verse 44? Hang on. Oh, okay, I already said that. And then he said that the days are coming, whenever they'll lay thee even with the ground, right? And another party said that their house was left desolate. And this is the abomination of desolation, where he said that the armies would come to Jerusalem, and they were to flee Jerusalem and get out and look up, for their redemption drew nigh. The armies came to Jerusalem whenever they saw the abomination that makes desolation, that makes their house desolate. Their house would be made desolate. And in the same part, he talks about the kingdom and how he would come back and not one stone would stand upon another. Same thing he said in the Gospels, in the same part that I'm talking about, where the armies come. He said, you see this temple adorned with goodly stones? Not one stone in the temple will stand upon another. And whenever you see the armies come, get out of Judea and look up, for your redemption draws nigh. Nobody else in the world... This video is too long and I can't think right. Nobody else in the world killed the apostles and prophets. It cannot be the prophet should perish outside of Jerusalem. Nobody else in the world killed the apostles and prophets. When Mystery Babylon was destroyed, he said, "Rejoice over her, you holy apostles and prophets, for God has avenged you on her." Right? Because they're the ones that killed them. Here said the wisdom of God, I shall send them apostles and prophets, and some of them they will persecute and slay. Right? So that's what they did. And all the blood of all the prophets came on that generation, and in Mystery Babylon was found all the blood of all the prophets. She was the whore. She had everything. She made all countries rich, and she was destroyed in 1 hour. Her plagues came on her in 1 hour, and the temple was destroyed and burned utterly with fire. And everybody stood afar off, weeping and saying, "What is like unto this, the greatest building on earth, adorned with gold, and precious stones, and silver, full of riches, and made all the earth rich." There is no way that Mystery Babylon is today, and if a preacher tries to tell you that America is Mystery Babylon, run. Run the other way, because they're lying. Mystery Babylon happened back in the day. I am missing points here that I really wanted to say. It cannot be that a prophet perish outside of Jerusalem. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets. In her was found all the blood of all the prophets that were slain since the foundation of the world, from Abel to Zacharias. It was them. He said he would return, and blessed, not blessed, see, that's a different part. You'd think I was fucking high or something. He said, you won't see me again until you say, "Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord." And that generation didn't pass until all that was fulfilled. And everything that Jesus said came to pass. Oh man. Whatever. Still makes perfect sense. If you're preaching that the mark of the beast is today, or the beast is today, if you're preaching that Mystery Babylon is today, you're a liar and you don't believe Jesus. Somehow you say that you're in him. I love that. But you don't believe any of the words that Jesus or the apostles spoke. You don't believe anything that they said. And you say that you're in them. The reason I can believe what they said is because I tell the truth that Christianity already ended. I tell this truth so it's easy for me to take this Bible with being able to just tell the truth about what it says, because I'm not confused with any doctrine or anything. So, dude, I am missing parts so bad that I wanted to get into here. It's the abomination of desolation. It's what made their house desolate. Not one stone in the temple would stand upon another. He said it in Luke that at the time of their visitation they didn't see it. So their house would be left unto them desolate, and not one stone in the temple would stand upon another. and a prophet couldn't die outside of Jerusalem, so Jerusalem had to be Mystery Babylon. She was a whore because she was once with God, and now she's not. I should have just said all that in the very beginning and not said anything else. Just made this a simple, easy point. I don't know. I guess I'm milking this thing now of me being like, haha, this is funny, because I tried to make this video 6 times probably.